We have explored less than 5% of Furosan. Let that sink in. More than 95% of Earth's oceans remain completely unknown. No human has ever seen it, no camera has ever fully captured it. And yet, something down there is moving, something massive. Something that was never meant to be found. The deep ocean is one of the most hostile environments on Earth. At depths below 3,000 meters, sunlight disappears completely. Pressure becomes crushing, enough to destroy submarines. Temperatures drop near freezing, and still life exists. Creatures with no eyes, bodies that glow in the dark. Shapes that don't resemble anything on the surface, but what if? Those are just the smallest things down there. What if something much larger has been hiding in the dark this entire time? In 1997, scientists recorded something unusual in the Pacific Ocean, a sound so powerful. It was detected over 5,000 kilometers away. They called it the Bloop. To this day, its true origin remains unknown. Some believe it was ice cracking. Others aren't so sure. Because the sound pattern didn't behave like any known natural phenomenon. It was organic, alive, and far louder than any known animal, which raises a question: what kind of creature would need to be that large to produce a sound like that? Years later, a classified deep-sea expedition reportedly detected something else, a moving object. Deep beneath the ocean floor, at first, it appeared on sonar as a distortion, a glitch. But then, it started moving slowly, deliberately, tracking alongside the vessel. Crew members described a growing sense of unease, not panic, but something worse, the feeling of being watched. Cameras were deployed, but what they captured was unclear, a shadow, far too large to identify. And then the sonar stopped. Back online boutique team. The readings had changed. The object had moved, or not just moved. It had repositioned itself directly beneath the submarine. Engine noise echoed through the hull, metal creaked under pressure, and then something brushed against it, not violently, but intentionally, as if it knew they were there. Footage recovered from the incident is incomplete, heavily distorted, but in one frame, just one. Something becomes visible, a shape enormous, its outline barely fitting within the camera's range. No clear features, no defined structure, just mass. And scale, unimaginable scale. Estimates suggest, whatever it was larger than the submarine itself. Plus large. But here's the part that doesn't make sense. It wasn't alone. Additional sonar logs revealed multiple signals, moving, coordinated, as if they were communicating or hunting. And then, just as suddenly as it began, everything stopped. No signals, no movement. Nothing. The official report was never released. The footage was never explained, and the crew never spoke publicly again. But deep beneath the ocean, where no light can reach, something is still there, waiting, watching, and if it ever decides to rise, we may not be ready for what comes next. What makes the deep ocean so terrifying isn't just its darkness, it's the fact that we don't belong there. Every environment on Earth has rules: gravity, light, oxygen, temperature, and humans have learned to adapt, to survive, to conquer. We have climbed the highest mountains, crossed endless deserts, and even stepped onto the surface of the moon, but the deep ocean remains untouched, not because we lack the technology, but because every time we try to push deeper, something pushes back. Submarines can only go so far before the pressure becomes unbearable. Materials begin to bend. Structures begin to fail. Even the most advanced vessels ever built can only survive a fraction of what lies below. And yet, there are signs. Signs that something down there is not only surviving. But for decades, oceanographers have recorded anomalies they couldn't explain. Unusual heat signatures in places where no volcanic activity exists. Massive disruptions in underwater currents, as if something enormous had moved through them. Entire regions where marine life suddenly disappears, only to return days later, behaving differently, more aggressive, more alert, as if something had disturbed their natural order. At first, these incidents were treated as isolated events, statistical noise, random occurrences in a chaotic system. But emerge patterns that suggested intelligence or at the very least, coordination. One of the most disturbing discoveries came from deep-sea cable networks. These cables stretch across the ocean floor, carrying the world's internet traffic, silent, unseen, and mostly ignored. But occasionally, they go dark. Not from technical failure, not from natural disasters, but from something physically interfering with them. In several recorded cases, entire sections of cable were found damaged, not cut cleanly, not crushed randomly, but distorted, twisted as if something massive had coiled around them, and then let go, leaving behind no trace, no explanation. Juste dommage. En silence. The official explanation has always been the same: unknown geological activity. But that explanation begins to fall apart when you look closer, because geological activity doesn't move. It doesn't follow, it doesn't respond. And it certainly doesn't appear on sonar, tracking vessels in real time. There are reports unconfirmed, but consistent of submarines being shadowed for hours, not attacked, not threatened, just followed at a distance, maintaining position no matter how the vessel changed course, as if it were studying them. Learning, waiting. If something like this truly exists, it would change everything we think we know about life on Earth. Because evolution, as we understand it, is limited by environment. Creatures evolve to survive within specific constraints: energy, food, reproduction. But in the deep ocean, those rules break down. Energy sources are different. Time behaves differently. And isolation creates possibilities we've never observed anywhere else. What if something evolved without limits, without predators, without competition for millions, or even billions of years? There is also the question of scale. Most deep-sea creatures are small, fragile, strange, but limited. But every so often, something challenges that assumption: massive squid. Unknown organisms detected only by sonar. Creatures too large to be captured, yet too consistent to ignore. And then there are the shadows, the ones that appear just at the edge of visibility, too large to be fish, too slow to be currents, too deliberate to be random. Perhaps the most unsettling theory: is that we have already been seen, not just by one creature, but by many. Imagine an ecosystem where intelligence developed differently, not through tools or fire, but through awareness, through sensing vibrations, through understanding movement, through recognizing patterns in the behavior of intruders. We enter their world in machines, loud, bright, unnatural, and they watch, not out of fear, but curiosity? If that's true, then the real question isn't whether they exist, it's why they haven't revealed themselves. Because something that large, something that powerful, would have no natural enemies, nothing to fear, nothing to stop it, unless it chooses not to act, unless it has a reason to stay hidden, a reason to remain in the dark. There is a possibility, one that few are willing to consider. What if the deep ocean isn't just a habitat, but a boundary, a place where something is contained, where something ancient has remained undisturbed, not because it cannot rise, but because it has no reason to, yet, because history has shown us something important. Every time humanity expands into the unknown, we find something unexpected, something that changes our understanding of reality. And the deeper we go, the more fragile that understanding becomes. We assume we are at the top of the food chain. We assume we understand our planet, but the ocean quietly, endlessly, reminds us otherwise. And maybe, just maybe, we've only explored 5% of the ocean isn't because we haven't tried hard enough, but because something down there doesn't want us to.